beautifuls, this is Aromie here, and welcome back to Mystic Destinies Serendipity of Aeons. We are here at the club room, trying to find Shinji, I guess, but not really trying to find him, just hoping to bump into him. This is awkward. As soon as he hears the door close behind me, he looks up at me. Hey Chico, you're here early. Yeah, hi. I actually came to talk to you. Oh, I'm talking to him? Okay, about? Well, first, I just want to confirm that the club meeting is actually on today. It is. What's the other thing you want to ask? Well, I need a favor. Tatsuya looks at me with cautious eyes. He looks like... those eyes look like, are you for real? But doesn't say anything, waiting for me to continue. I need you to keep Shinji here for as long as possible. And just why do you need me to do something like that? Because you're the only one who actually can manage to get him to not wander off. He sighs. I have no desire to spend any more time with Hirayama than absolutely necessary. Please, Tatsuya? He sighs again, but this time it seems like he's actually thinking about it. Please, it's very important. Before Tatsuya can reply, I feel an arm drape around my shoulders. I look up to meet Takumi's grinning face. If it's important, then of course Tatsu will help. Can't say no to a pretty lady, right? I'll help too, obviously. Thank you. I usually shake off Taku's arms from my shoulder and give him a quick hug. I owe you one, Taku. Oh, don't mention it. I give them a little wave as I rush out the door and nearly walk right into Shinji. Awkward! We stop just half a step in front of each other, but he doesn't look at me. He steps to the side and continues on. Dude, I can feel the coldness through the freaking computer screen. Not like weather cold, like it's actually weather cold too, but I can feel the tension, and it's not good. But as I leave, I swear I feel his eyes on my back. I have a plan to fix everything, to put an end to this ridiculous situation, but I just hope that it works the way I want it to. I check the time before heading out to Veritas. Veritas or Veritas? I don't know. Since I don't have Gallon's phone number, I realized that I had to come to him, and this is the only place I know that he's consistently in. I could wait in the safe house, but who knows if he'd show up there without knowing that I'm there. I spot Gallon at the moment I walk in through the door. Thankfully, it seems that it's a bit of a slow day with only a couple of customers sitting by the windows. As I walk up to him, Gallon gives me a strange look that I can't quite decipher. Well, those two are friends, so it's gonna be awkward. He can't read minds, can he? I shake my head. No way. That's impossible, right? Shinji did say I'd make faces when thinking about things, so maybe. I stop in front of him and look up what I hope is a fierce enough look to convince him to just go with it. I need to speak with you, now. But the way he towers over me, it's hard not to feel intimidated. However eccentric he may be, the man in front of me is largely unknown. I have no idea what he is. He might be human for all I know, but plus he's a big shot information broker, and whatever else I'm not even aware of. I aggressively drown any and all nervousness. It occurs to me that Shinji might have already told Gallon of all the things I yelled at him. Please don't say no. My heart beats frantically in my throat. No, I can't do this. I totally can't. I'm here to fix everything. Gallon looks amused suddenly, as if he really had read my mind somehow. Very well, follow me then. I breathe a quiet sigh and follow after him. Gallon takes me behind Veritas, a place that I haven't had a chance to really see for myself before. Now, what is it that you want from me? He leans back against the wall, vivid green eyes never straying from me. Having Gallon's full attention on me makes me a little nervous, though I'm not sure why. You know if Shinji went ahead and found Lachlan and Mickey yet? How curious. You two are so close, he trusts you. Wouldn't you know that already? Ugh, ouch. That was totally on purpose. We're not on the best of terms. Haven't been for a few weeks. I'm trying to fix things though. Fix it for his sake or yours? Does it matter? Does it matter? Doesn't matter! This mess has to end. So that's it. For a moment he stays silent and looks away. Then whatever conclusion he comes to, he looks back to me. No, Shinji has not found me yet. I don't know if that was a good choice. I'm doing this for him, I guess. So that's it. For a moment he stays silent. It doesn't even matter, hello? He stays silent and looks away. Then whatever conclusion he came to, he looks back to me. No, Shinji has not found him yet. There were quite a few places on the list, and it takes a while to look on your own. Could you tell me where I can look? I can, but how much are you willing to give for the information? I don't know, what do you want? Just tell me? I'll give you anything? Really? Don't that sound a bit too desperate? Just tell me, is what I want to choose. I don't have time for this, just tell me. There's a manor in the mountains owned by some elusive Caro. Galen pushes himself away from the wall and walks up to me. He pulls a piece of paper out from his pocket and hands it to me. See, I don't know if the choices even matter. I'll give you anything. Oh, yes, just please tell me. Well, lucky for you, I don't quite want anything from you. There's a... That seems more of like a sillier reaction, okay? I don't know if it should be like desperately wanting information, so then he can tell Shinji that like, hey, this girl really cares for you, or hey, this girl's just really desperate, or you know. Okay, we already read this. You'll find the instructions on how to get there on this. Why does he just have the address to that written down? I nod in thanks before something clicks. Wait, didn't you say there are a few places? Yes, I did, but that was before. Now there's just one. Go there and you'll find them. He walks back towards the door into Veredas. But just before going back, he turns back to me with a smile. Oh, and do watch out for any chandeliers. With that last comment, he walks back inside, leaving me standing there completely confused. What? Chandeliers? I chase the confusing thoughts away and move towards the stream. I arrive at the location Galen gave me by nightfall. I slowly make my way down the pier, careful not to make too much noise. Why did I make them delay Shinji again? I don't remember. I can't believe I found this place so easily, though Galen's instructions were easy to follow. I can see some light coming through the top of the trees, and I think it's safe to assume that that's where the manor is. Two figures by the stairs catch my attention. I quickly, carefully crouch down and hide away in the shadows. I'm starting to feel a little bit like a ninja. Even from a distance, I can see that it's Lachlan and Mickey. Unfortunately for me, they're too far away to hear, but they seem happy about something, which doesn't bode well. I need to find out what they're up to. As they start to move up the stairs, I cautiously follow behind them. Oh, it's pretty in here. I manage to follow them without being spotted all the way to the ballroom. Thank you to whatever god is on my side tonight. I quickly hide behind a pillar and look around the place as much as I can without being seen. I wonder if I can find my way back out if I need to quickly retreat. I peek out from my hiding spot to watch a seemingly happy couple. Lachlan snaps his fingers and out of nowhere music begins to play. My lady, may I have this dance? Why are they so happy together right now? He offers his hand to Mickey, which she gladly takes. Well, aren't you a charmer? He pulls her to him, wrapping an arm around her waist. You know it, darling. As the music plays, the two twirl together in a beautiful dance. They look so happy and carefree, like they're completely lost in the moment together. Just what the hell is going on here? Whatever I was expecting to find here, it wasn't quite this. With no other option, I watch them dance for what feels like hours. Eventually, they stop, coming to an abrupt halt. Lachlan looks right at the pillar that I'm hiding behind. Hide away, pressing my back against the hard marble. Are you going to continue hiding for much longer, or are you ready to come out now? Shit! Okay, I didn't expect to be noticed or sensed out. My heart is in my throat, it's hard to swallow. How did you realize that I'm here? They're fays, bro. They're powerful. Asking myself that makes me realize Shinji's supernatural senses might really just be a fae thing. Well, shit. I sigh. No other choice then. I push myself away from the wall and come out from hiding. Despite my deductions, I'm still curious. Just how? When did you realize that I'm here? Lachlan laughs. With an aura so bright you're rather like a star in the darkness. You're very hard to miss. Scoff. Meaning that he noticed me all the way back at the pier, but still allowed me to follow them. I don't like any of this. Why have you come? Alone at that. If you're here at the behest of that woman, then you can leave now. I don't bother to stop myself from glaring. I'm here for Shinji and no one else. The mess between you and Sorcha and Mickey is something you can sort out yourselves without involving Shinji. It's disgusting what you've done to him, that you stole him away from his mother, so just leave him alone now. Lachlan snorts. I don't deny taking my son away from Sorcha, but whatever bullshit story she gave you is not why. Will you listen to my side of the story or not? The last time I tried talking to you, you attacked me. If you remember correctly, it was Cillian who attacked me, and then you joined him in it? Right. Fine, you got me there. Will you listen to him then? Listen to it, why not? I don't know if I should or not. You could very well lie to me. But, alright then, I'd love to hear what you have to say for yourself. That's something I'd like to hear too. Huh? Shinji? A voice, one I instantly recognize as Shinji, speaks from behind me. I turn to see him walk up to me. As he stands at my side, Mickey looks pained to see him. I can see in her eyes how much she wants to run up to him, but she restrains herself. Either that woman is an amazing actress, or she really does care for Shinji. I'm not sure which. Shinji, how did you get here? I was directed here by someone. Ah, Galima then. I nod in understanding. I don't understand why I made them hold Shinji off at the business club. Kinda didn't work. Mickey opens her mouth to say something which both Shinji and Lachlan suddenly look startled. What's wrong? It seems that our hideout has been compromised. We must leave, now. He looks to me and Shinji. We will find you soon and explain everything. Shinji. I will see you very soon. Oh, well, she said I, and this she said will, not well. Okay, Mickey takes Lachlan's hand, and just as before, the air ripples and shifts and the two disappear out of sight. Mom. Shinji's voice is barely a whisper. I only managed to catch a single word. Just moments after they're gone, Cillian pops in right in front of us. The hand on the hilt of his sword, ready to draw at any moment, his eyes scan the ballroom before stopping on us. Where are they? Gone. We answer together. Cillian relaxes his stance, but doesn't remove his hand from his sword, not quite. I do not know what you might be planning or why you went after them. I doubt you would tell me even if I asked. But please be careful, whatever it is. I had to go back and report to my queen. He sighs, finally letting go of his sword. She will be so disappointed with me for still not catching the criminals. It's okay, Cillian. It feels odd to say that, considering we just let them disappear so easily. I'm not certain that was a good idea, that they won't just go on to wreak havoc or something. Nor am I certain as to why I don't just tell Cillian the full story of it all. Cillian bows his head to us. Farewell, my prince. Lady Michiko. He grips onto his necklace and disappears in a blink of an eye. That thing sure is useful. Shinji and I look at each other and sigh. What a mess. Agreed. We should get out of here before someone else randomly appears again. Shinji nods and starts to lead the way. As I follow along and glance up at the chandeliers, it doesn't seem like I had to watch out for them after all. What did he mean? We managed to find a way out of the manor pretty easily. Shinji walks me home without a word. It's unspoken, but pretty obvious that both of us sent someone watching us. Although by who is unclear. He walks me all the way to my apartment building. Thanks for walking me home. Again. He shrugs as if to say that it's nothing. I'll see you later. Sweet dreams. Why are you being so nice to me now? I don't like visual novels like this because they make me insanely sad, and I feel the anxiety in my hands, like it's tingling because the feelings are too strong for me right now. He leans. Oh no! He leans down and kisses my forehead. I would so break down in tears. I'm like nearing tears right now at his sweetness. I stand there frozen in surprise as Shinji walks away. Only when he's out of sight do I finally unfreeze. I wasn't expecting that. I wanted to stand around outside any longer. I go to my apartment. The butterflies won't stop dancing on my stomach as I walk. Why did I do that? Why did you make my feelings... My feelings are too strong, guys. Sometime after the visit to Carol Manor, I got a call from Shinji. He quickly explained that he got a message for us to meet up and arranged for it to happen in Galen's safe house. Shinji said the place is safe enough that we wouldn't be disturbed by any surprise visitors again. I got down here as fast as I could and found Shinji, Mickey, and Lachlan already there. Why am I always the last one? Because they have some teleportation magic. Shinji and I sit down next to each other on one of the couches while Lachlan takes a seat on the one opposite us. Mickey gets us all some tea, warm drinks for hard conversations, before sitting down next to Lachlan. I wonder if Shinji got his casual helpfulness from her. Now, I promise to give you my side of the story, so I'll start at the beginning, if it's fine with you. We would like to know everything, so yes. Shinji nods along with what I said. Even if outwardly he doesn't show it, I can feel the hidden nervousness in his eyes. I quietly reach out and hold his hand. Surprise flashes on his face for a second before turning to a small smile. It all started when Sorcha decided to get me through Cillian. She was smart enough to realize that if she approached me directly, I might not have fallen for her tricks. Lachlan sighs. So she went after the only person who was precious to me. She came to him and befriended him, and she made him believe that she was a kind-hearted and warm person. Sorcha played around with him enough that he would want to introduce her to his best friend. And from the time that he did, she worked to make me believe the image that she had created for herself. I don't know how I didn't see through it. Maybe if I had then. He sighs again and looks at Shinji. No, if I had seen through her, then you wouldn't have been born. You are the one thing I do not regret, could never regret, even if I couldn't be in your life before. See. I give Shinji's hand a little squeeze and he manages to smile for me. I became pregnant with you not long after I confessed my feelings for her, and I was overjoyed at the very thought of having a child with the woman I loved. The day you were born was the happiest day, but it seems it was not so for my lovely wife. She did not have a name for you, and I admit that at the time I did not think it's too strange. She claimed that she would like to let me name our son, since that's what her father did for her. I was more than happy to, so she didn't even care enough to give Shinji a name? I look at Shinji out of the corner of my eye. His expression is unreadable. Shizuka may have created me as a way to get rid of her curse, but it seems that she even cared more for me than Sorcha cared for Shinji. I wanted your grandparents, my parents, to meet you, so I took you with me to visit the graves, but it ended up being far colder than I had thought it would be, so I returned home earlier than Sorcha was expecting us to. Intending to surprise her, I quietly snuck into her bedroom, and that's when I overheard her talking. It sounds so cliché. He chuckles mirthlessly. But I overheard her talking to herself, and in a split-second decision I had illusioned myself to be invisible, which allowed me to hear everything. How disgusted she was with having to actually bear a child, how annoyed she was with everything taking so long, how she wished for the kid to grow up already so she could get on with finally being the queen mother to the High King of Avalon. Lachlan's voice cracks with held-back emotion. The disgusting little goblin had better be worth it. If I let Lachlan influence him too, he might grow up to be too independent, and I can't let that happen. At that point, I had heard enough. I took Johan and immediately left for the human realm, and that's where I come in. Hello, Mickey. I was married to Tomaki at the time. My late husband couldn't conceive any children, and that was fine with me. Our families were disappointed that they didn't have any grandchildren, of course, but they had made peace with it. Then one day, out of nowhere, Lachlan came to us. The Hirayama family have ancient ties with the Winter Court, the one I was born to. They were began by a union between the Fei Canal and Yukiko Hirayama, a human woman. So my hope was that they would be willing to help me. Mickey smiles and squeezes his hand, and we were happy to. I never thought I would have a child, but the moment I saw little baby Shinji, I just knew I had to protect him. So Tomaki and I agreed that we would become his parents. I used old, somewhat forbidden magic to subdue his Fey blood. It weakened his magic and altered his appearance enough that he could pass for a mage child. I knew that if Johan had his powers as a Fey, it would just bring far too much attention to him. I left him with only the power to control the elements. Tomaki and I agreed that it would be the safest for everyone if we truly thought Shinji was our child, so our memories were altered to make us believe as much. Her eyes flit over to Shinji. I'm so very sorry, Shinji. I didn't mean to lie to you. I know you would have preferred to know the truth, but Shinji interlocks our fingers and gives my hands a light squeeze, which I return gladly. Dude, I was so wrong. We need to tell Shinji that we were so wrong after this. It's okay. I know you can't read minds, but I hope my words reach to him. I understand. But are you okay with it? I look to Lachlan again. Why didn't you just try to try to out Sorcha for who she really is, or truly is. Lachlan actually laughs. No matter how royal my blood is, no one would believe the child of 2 executed traitors over the Lady of Flowers. Sorcha doesn't have a single selfless or kind soul in her body, but Cillian is not a bad person. As far as I have investigated, Cillian has no idea of the kind of person he serves, the kind of person that he's in love with. He's too blinded by love to see Sorcha's true self. I deeply regret not trying harder to pull him away from her, but I don't think he would have ever listened to me. And so I spent the last 20 years on the run, waiting and watching to make sure she made contact with Shinji. It's hard to imagine Sorcha as the woman that Lachlan described, and I want to say as much, but when I truly think back on our interactions, there have been some things that were strange or so out of place with her image that I chose to ignore them. From that, it's not a hard conclusion to make. Though Sorcha has been using me all along, it's hard to accept the way she presented herself. I admit that she seemed like the kind of mother I wished to have, but I suppose that's the whole point. A bitter laugh escapes my lips, but my own mother might really be the better one after all. And she chuckles, a dry and joyless sort of laugh. Yes, who would have guessed that you actually lucked out in the mother lottery? I nod and look back to Lachlan and Mickey. So, what's the plan then? How do we end this? We need to capture Cillian first. While he may be an easily embarrassed clod, he is still an excellent warrior and not one to be underestimated. If we can get him on our side, everything will be much easier. And if we can't, then we at least need to get him out of the way, preferably without killing him. With that, the 4 of us try and come up with a plan. Ideas are thrown out left and right, but nothing seems to be good enough. Either Cillian would see through it, or it can't be made to feasibly work without him ending up dead. I allow myself time to think while the others talk, and something finally occurs to me. I'll lure him in. What? I'll lure Cillian into a trap. Are you sure? It would be very dangerous. What if you get hurt? I shake my head. Should that happen, it's a risk I'm willing to take. But just think about it. He is bound to trust me more than any of you. More than Shinji. Unlike Shinji, I haven't shown any previous distrust or hostility towards Sorcha. Quite the opposite, actually. So I know I could pull it off. Without even looking, I can feel Shinji watching me as I explain my plan. When I glance at him, I see that he's giving me an odd look I can't quite decipher. He grips tighter on my hand with a smile. And maybe it's just my imagination, but I can sense his eyes telling me I trust you. So I will lure Cillian somewhere by saying I found the criminals, that you're talking to Shinji and that you'll be distracted with him there. Which is, of course, the perfect time to capture you. But I haven't quite figured out how to get Cillian to come alone, without his fearsome-looking knight entourage. Perhaps it's just that it would be much easier for Lachlan to sense a larger number of people coming, which would mean that we could escape before they even get there. Cillian can also be very hot-headed. It's plausible he might not even consider to bring them if there's a possibility of capturing us. That could work, but how do I even get him to come to me? It's not like he has a phone number I can call up. He does not have one of those, true, but simply call out his name should work. Why? I have a little doubt that he has been shadowing you, so calling out his name would get him to show himself to you. Annoyance starts to bubble up in my chest. So I have been followed. How much? For how long? Did he watch me sleep? No, that one I doubt he would do without dying from blushing too much. I don't like the fact that I was followed around like that, but I can't do anything about the past. I do feel better knowing that I'll be stopping him from doing that from now on. Mickey brings some more tea and we work on tweaking the plan so there's a less chance of failure. By the time we settle all the details, it's well after sunset. As soon as we're finished, Mickey looks at me with a smile and signals for me to follow her. When she gets up, I follow right after her. Mickey takes me to a room closest to the living room. He looks around the room and smiles. Well, it's not too bad in here. Miss Hirayama? Is there a particular reason why we've come in here? Sorry darling, just thought it would be nice to give father and son time to get to know each other a bit. Oh, yes, that's a nice thought. And besides, I like to finally get to know my son's girlfriend. Girlfriend? Am I his girlfriend? I realize that he's told me he loves me, but I haven't said it back yet. Oh shoot, I haven't. I've just dived in. She just dived in. We did sleep together, but I actually have no idea what we are now. Fling. At this point, it's just friends with benefits, because she didn't say that she loves him back. He only told her that. The uncertainty should worry me, but for some reason I feel calm. So let's talk. I smile at Mickey. Yes, sure. He hums happily and pulls me down to his seat. So, what dirty little secret would you like to know about my Shinji? Oh, I pause to think. What would I like to know? Can you tell me about the possession incident? Ah, that. Mickey sighs. I'm surprised that he told you. He did, but he just kind of brushed it off, and you're worried it might still be affecting him? Well, I'm not entirely sure if it is, but being possessed did change things for him, rather drastically too. Well, I can imagine suddenly being able to see spirits and such. She shakes her head. It's not just about that, I'm afraid. It changed so much, not just him, but everything around him. Death magic has a certain stigma attached to it, so even in the magical community, being able to see spirits is a little... oh. Yeah. Being touched by death magic can change anyone, and in his case, it unlocks some of the spell that was made to disguise him as a human. But it also made him more sensitive to the unseen. When he was little, Shinji had a lot of friends, but they all left him because of it. He was suddenly the weird, creepy kid because the death magic left a mark large enough for others to feel unsettled by it. Oh, that's awful, dude! He used to try and hide it from me, but it wasn't hard to tell that he was deeply hurt by it all. To be called weird by your friends for something you can't control and to be abandoned by them for it. He spent years after that not letting anyone get close to him. As he grew up, people tend to assume all sorts of things about him, hurtful things for the most part. And while Shinji did eventually come to be known as someone who would help people with anything, they only used him for getting all about him afterward. Those who tried becoming friends with him only did so on the most shallow of levels. Joe was the first true friend that Shinji made. After that heavy tale, as sad as it is, I can't help but smile at the last bit. So Sho is Shinji's first true friend. Before either one of us can say anything further, Shinji walks in after a small knock. So this is where you two disappeared off to. His eyes travel from Mickey to me and back. What have you been doing? Oh, nothing, darling. I was just telling Michiko about Sho. What about Sho? Have you ever told Michiko about how you two met and became friends? No, I guess I haven't. But I didn't think she would be interested in hearing it. Of course I'm interested in knowing everything about you. Although Sho already told me his side of that particular story. I thought it was very sweet how you two became friends, that is. Right, yeah. Well, anyway, it's getting late and we should all get some rest. Shinji holds out his hand for me. Shall I walk you home, Michiko? Aww! Please. I easily take both his hands and his offer. He pulls me up to my feet and our hands still entwined together. I don't want to let go. Yeah, I like that. We say our goodbyes to Mickey and Lachlan and leave the house. Then she walks me home all the way to my apartment door. We don't really talk on the way, all too aware that if Celine is shadowing us, he could overhear anything we say. As we walked, I couldn't stop thinking about what his mom had told me. Unable to stop thinking about how lonely he must have been, I desperately wished to reach out and hold Shinji's hand. But in the end, I couldn't find the courage to do it. I didn't want to talk about it. Not now, especially since I knew I might start crying if I did. When we get to my door, Shinji waits for me to unlock it. Well, I'll be off then. I don't know how things will turn out for us. Good night and sweet... Nope! I can't predict any of it, but in a split-second decision, I grab onto Shinji's shirt and pull him inside along with me. There are no words spoken between us this time. Only clothes tossed to the floor, not caring where they land. Okay! Just okay. I'm not sure who pushes who. I don't pay attention. We fall into bed together and the mattress spreaks. Is spreaks a word? Springs creak under us. Skin against skin, his rough fingers slowly tracing... Can't read! His rough fingers slowly trace every outline of my body. His lips trail against my jaw, so painfully slow I can barely hold myself back. Okay, Shinji. He chuckles against my skin, seemingly not intending to stop. I wrap my legs around him as I'm filled with him so fully, so completely. We savor each other slowly, taking in each and every inch of each other, memorizing every bit of skin. Whatever happens to us, however this ends, I want to at least keep happy memories of Shinji like this. Wouldn't this be sad as hell? if something bad happens to him and you just think back to these memories, I would be sad. The night is filled with our heavy sighs, our voices mixing together in blissful harmony. At the end of it, we fall into peaceful exhaustion. Shinji wraps his arms around me, pulling me close, so close I'm practically on top of him. Listening to the sound of his heartbeat gently lulls me to sleep. Chapter 12. Facing Hurricane. Hopefully this time, we don't wake up and yell at each other. Please. I woke up unusually early today, groaning when I saw the number 648 when I looked at my phone. And this is where we're saving the game for today. What is the relationship? Can we not just be fling buddies? Cause I'm not down for that. I don't approve of that, okay? Okay? Guys make love, it has to be purely for love, not just cause you're confused. Please, character. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.